What is going on, guys? This is ChosenTCG here, and today I am going to be doing a new series that's going to be called a YGO Card Spotlight. Alright, so this is the first episode. It's basically a series where I'm just going to be talking about like various cards that have been good overall through the entire, I guess, game history of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's basically me just talking about the card and why it's good, how it's affected the meta, what it has done, in the community and the game, and a little bit of history background, maybe its use in the future. So all that good stuff, right? So it's kind of like a discussion video. So all right, it's the first episode. I'm gonna be featuring a Kycoo. So Kycoo the Ghost Destroyer. Alright, so Kycoo the Ghost Destroyer came out, let's see, way back in Labyrinth of Nightmares. So that was before Invasion of Chaos, which is before Legacy of Darkness. So I think, yeah, so it came right after, I guess, Pharaoh's Servant or Pharaonic Guardian. So it came out, I think, probably around like 9-10 years ago when the game pretty much kickstarted during that time in 03-04, I think. So it's a really old card. It came out as a super, and the reason why I remember all this is because I remember one of my random friends. He just had a Kycoo randomly in his deck. Obviously, back then I didn't know anything about the game, but he just randomly had it, and I thought it was so cool because it was super rare. So that's pretty much why I remember all this crap. And then Kycoo, basically, if you guys see here, the effect, so it's an 1800 spellcaster monster, 700 defense, and it has a dark, it's 4-star, and it's pretty cool looking. Alright, so when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, so battle damage, you can target up to 2 monsters in your opponent's graveyard and banish those. So your opponent cannot banish cards from either player's graveyard. Alright, so it says your opponent, so you can do it. You can banish cards. Alright, so let's see. So this deck, this card, I mean, this card is just so good. First, how has it like affected the meta? How is it like? What is the history of this card? What has it done? What has it done for the game? Well, first of all, this card is basically anti-chaos. Like this card, if you play this card against any chaos deck. Now, I don't think this might have been used quite often. Before, so right after Invasion of Chaos, the Chaos era, but pretty much this card is like the card to shut down chaos because it says your opponent cannot banish cards from either player's graveyard. So say bye bye to BLS, say bye bye to Chaos Sorcerer because they can't banish any cards because the cost of summoning those cards is to remove or banish those cards, right? So Chaos Dragons, Dark Flare, Light Pulsar, GG, right? Like you can't play those, and then it completely just shuts down Chaos Dragons because they like what can they do now? They got what, like Lila and Raiko. Like, okay, so they got their Lila. They can't even get over it. Like, Lila is 1700. This guy's 1800. They can use Raiko and get over it. And also, I mean, like, that's just like they have to set it and then they have to flip it. And once you inflict battle damage, you could go, okay, well, I'll remove 2 of your cards, or up to 2 of your cards. I'll remove, your light and your dark, so you can't, go dark arm on me, so you can't, if you destroy Kycoo, Kycoo will have done its job. It's just a really powerful card. And then also, I think other decks it counters is like Light Sworns, Twilight. All those decks, they use BLS, they use Chaos Sorcerer. But the thing I remember most about this card was if you play against Light Sworns and you play against this card, if you play this card against them, they can't use Necrogarda. And back then when Necrogarda was at 3, or okay, right now it is still at 3. Or it came back to 3. But when it's at 3, I mean, Necrogarda was so annoying. But once you play Kycoo, they can't use Necrogarda. And the fact that this card is 1800, they have what? Lila, they have Aaron, they have Lumina. Let's see, they have like Celestia, they have Arcus. They can't get over it. The only way to get over it is their 1 copy of Jane and their 1 copy of Garroth, and obviously, like the Judgment Dragon. And the fact that when you inflict that battle damage, okay, so this card forces an honest, automatically forces an honest, and this card just puts so much pressure. When you inflict battle damage, you're like, okay, well, I'll remove your Garna, I'll remove your lights. You can't, I'll slow your deck down. And this is one of, okay, so this is I'm gonna transition now. So this card has been used a lot, I guess as a side deck. It's one of those cards where, like, you don't see in the main deck, but when it comes out in the side deck, it just shines like crazy. It's crazy good. Let's see. So let's see. I think gadgets and any stun deck you would put in the sun deck. Sorry, in the side deck. I guess during the Lightsworn and even Teledad era. So that you can't when you play Teledad, they can't go Mally because they gotta remove it and then or banish it and then to get their Mally out. But it does slow down a little bit, and you can I think before in gadget decks you can actually main deck 2 copies of this in a certain during like the certain formats where Lightsworn's dominated and like the graveyard was a really big thing. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I can think of on the spot. And yes, I did think of all that on the spot. This has been one of like those cards that I always wanted to just talk about. See, so if you guys have any other like suggestions, comments, like anything to contribute to this card, and yes, this is like the first episode of Card Spotlight. So just give me a thumbs up or like give me some constructive criticism on how I maybe should make this series better. So over the next couple of weeks, possibly months, I might continue this series for a long time. I'm gonna be doing more of these card spotlights. Talking about the good and the bad, the old history of these cards, and going all old school on these cards. And yeah, so pretty much. That's it for the episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you, like I said, give me a thumbs up. Give me some constructive criticism. Not, you suck. Make sure, yeah, you favorite this video. Comment down below. Do whatever. Subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed, and this is ChosenTCG, and I'll see you guys later.